So, are you overwhelmed? Okay, so this is a very good and impacted question. So, one of my high performance mentors and coaches said to me once, Suzy, overwhelm is a way of being. It's a way of showing up. It's not based on anything that you've been given to do or your circumstances or your workload. It's how you are internalizing your capacity and what you need to accomplish. Well, this was hard to hear because I always prided myself on being a very busy person. I could take on tasks. I was hardworking. And if you'd asked me, I would have told you I'm working every single minute of the day. How can you say I'm overwhelmed or I can't be overwhelmed? What I didn't realize, though, is overwhelm is different than capacity and bandwidth. Overwhelm is our emotional reaction to when we have put too much on our plates and we don't know if we can accomplish it. So number one, let's shift our mindset from thinking about overwhelm as we're overwhelmed because of what's coming in, and it's really coming from inside of us out. And number two, the way you shift out of overwhelm is you get control of your calendar and of your day. And I thought to myself, well, I thought I had control. And my coach said, no, you really don't. Because if you notice, if you look at your calendar the night before and you know you've got 3 important action items or 2 goals that you have to accomplish tomorrow, and you have back-to-back meetings, whether Zoom or in person, you're not setting yourself up for success to do that, right? So a lot of it is looking inside and saying, what might I need to change in my life? Do I have the right team members that I can count on so that I can say to them, I need you to handle this so I can handle that? And am I organizing my day and my priorities? And the other piece that I noticed was showing up for me is I was a little bit of a perfectionist. I didn't want to finish a task or totally close out a project because I thought, well, is this really done the way I want it to be? And while I do believe you want to do things with excellence, sometimes you just have to move. You just have to do something. You have to say, you know what? I can do this another way. I can leverage my time. I can optimize what I'm doing differently. So overwhelm is not real. It feels real, but it's a way of showing up. It's a way of being. And if we constantly show up in overwhelm, we're not going to get trusted with more opportunities, more business, more responsibility, and we're not going to advance in our career. In fact, our colleagues are going to be concerned about including us in meetings or including us in conversations because they'll say, this person's just overwhelmed. I know, that happened to me in my career. I was like, why am I not being invited to these meetings? And they're like, well, you're so busy, you're running around. People are worried they're going to overload you and that you can't handle it. And I thought, yeah, that's right. And that's on me to change. So as you're going into your week, and I'm sure you're looking at your calendar thinking, oh, Suzy, if only you saw my calendar, take a look at what could you do to optimize your time. What meetings do you have to be at? What meetings could you shorten, right? Like even if you take an hour meeting and you shorten it to 40 minutes, or you take a half an hour meeting and you shorten it to 15, what meetings can be that proverbial email? And what meetings can you send your team to? And most important, how can you shift your mindset out of overwhelm and into clarity and focus and say, okay, overwhelm isn't resilience. Overwhelm isn't accomplishment. It's an energy we get stuck in. So how do we become unstuck? We have to take action and we have to take control of our time, because how you control your time is how you control your life.